We all want to give our children a perfect dream-like childhood, where they would live happily, play happily, and of course, learn happily, isn't it? But have you ever noticed that once they start going to schools, especially in English medium schools, they start feeling depressed at times. On certain occasions, they even cry and don't want to go to schools. Have you ever wondered why? The reason is very simple. In those schools, they need to communicate in English or teacher will scold them. Of course, it is for their own betterment. But in the process, they develop a fear of English. Since they can't express their basic needs in English like going to washroom etc., they wet their pants, which becomes a hygiene issue. Or unable to ask permission to drink water turns into a health issue. And even in some cases of emergencies like unable to report a stomach pain, which is very common in kids, may turn into a mental issues as well. So now did you understand why your young ones became depressed on the early school days? Now this doesn't end there. As they grow up, things become more critical. You will see that although your kids are very intelligent, but still they are not able to score good marks in exam. In most of the cases, such kids are labeled as bad students. A bad student? Really? No! They actually see still the same. English. They see the questions in English, try to understand their meaning in their respective mother tongue, frame the answers in the same languages, and then again translate them back in English, and then only they are able to write down the answers. Oof. Lot of hard work, isn't it? But imagine what these kids can achieve in life. If only instead of so much hard work, they can just think in English and express them right from their childhood. And that is exactly what we do through Sis Kidz English. With the help of our well-researched training curriculum, it can be guaranteed that students of the age group 4 to 14 years can express themselves fluently in English. Through extensive research, we have understood the relation between languages and the brain. And guess what? It's very simple. The brain processes language and its reaction mainly in three areas: the Wernicke's area, the Broca's area, and the cortex parts. Although other parts are also involved, but these three parts are the major contributors. That's why at Sis Kidz English, we have designed a 3 years curriculum to develop these three parts of the brain. In the very first year, they learn how to think in English. Second year helps them in base building. And finally, the third year, kids master the art of expressing themselves in English. Simple, isn't it? Only point is, it needs a lot of practice. But with the correct set of activities. Wrong activities can have wrong impact on brain. Oh, by the way, is your child learning Sis Kidz English activities or the wrong set of activities? Take care.